This is Salo from SMNnews.com. This is my interview of Jahred from Head PE, who's playing tonight in San Francisco at the Fillmore with Suicidal Tendencies.
In case you haven't heard, 9/11 was an inside job. Pulled off by those Republican neocon fascists. I don't want to be a fascist pig.
So let's start with the title. What does Truth Rising mean?
Well, Truth Rising is just about the times that we're in, and it's really just, the truth is rising. Not everyone, but so many people are questioning the nature of reality, and it's a sign of the times that people are questioning wars and politics and religion and extraterrestrial reality and all that stuff. I'm just a part of the movement.
You are as Head PE. What part does Head PE play in this?
Well, we just are just one of the pieces where we're just trying to press buttons and help, attempt to provoke people to ask questions about life,
Nice. Do you have any questions? Do you have any answers for life? Like, what is the truth exactly?
I think the truth is that we are definitely, that people are waking up to the fact that there's more to life than consumerism. There's more to life than your physical body and, that type of thing. I think that people are waking up to kind of the mind control that exists coming out of the television, the magazines, and all that type of stuff, So I think, people are waking up to the bullshit of organized religion and the secrecy surrounding the life on other planets in our galaxy and all that stuff, So lots of people are waking up to it. It's a lot, you still have a lot of people who still have the veil over their eyes, but I think it's a time when a lot of waking up is going on.
In the takeover, you use a line from Get Up Stand Up as part of the chorus.
Yeah.
Comparing yourself to Bob Marley.
I could never do that.
Invoking his spirit.
I could never compare myself to Bob because he's just on a whole nother level, but just kind of like that hip-hop thing you do where you just pay homage to an artist by using a few of their lines,
So it fits within the themes.
Yeah.
Choose it for a reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, Bob's like my number one favorite artist of all time, so there's definitely times where I'm like biting his lyrics and throwing them into my own stuff, but it's just on a whole nother level.
I want to talk a lot more about the concepts, which probably covers some of the album.
Right?
As well. Menina is mostly spoken in, sounds like Portuguese.
Yeah.
Do you speak Portuguese?
Yeah, I speak a little bit of Portuguese. Both my parents were born in Brazil. Like, my entire family tree is from Brazil, and I'm just a first-generation American. So, and I have a high regard for my roots and Brazilian culture, which I think this country, United States of America, is such a young country, and we should all love our country, but I totally would deny any blind patriotism, and I think people in this country are too quick to just, I'm an American, isn't it great, and have no concept of where their family tree was before this country,
Who writes in the band? Does everybody put in?
Well, I do all the lyrics, and there's only two. It's only Jackson, my guitar player, and myself who do the music. It's a combination.
It's pretty new. It's a pretty high honor for you guys.
Yeah, well, he's been in the band now longer than the original guys. It's been such a long haul. So the original band was together about 8 years, and we did 3 albums. So Jackson and I have done 5 albums. Been together about 8 years or whatever. So ever since I switched to Jackson, he's just been my partner since 2003.
It seems that he's responsible for some of the heavier edge that Head PE's taken on.
Oh, definitely. I mean, but even in the old Head PE, I tried to used to beg the guitar players, let's do more, straight down the middle, heavy, hardcore stuff, and they just weren't wanting. They just didn't want to do it. The one guitar player was into very light-hearted, not even to heavy music at all. And the other dude was more into kind of like, depressing heavy music. So I'm totally stoked that meeting Jackson was part of the whole master plan, because he's got this heavy metal thrash punk thing that's just perfect for what I'm doing, vocally.
Yeah, for sure. There's the heavier edge that I love, the chunky heavy guitar, but also some blues makes it in there, some reggae. And the last album, Rural Orphans, there's some 50s pop tunes.
You have a good ear, because I'm into the blues, and I'm into reggae, and I'm into funk and hip hop, but the heavy metal hardcore punk is the foundation, and all other things can kind of get added onto that.
This song with John Witherspoon on this album, which is, he's known for Seven Dust, which is like a very soulful kind of band.
Right.
To fit him into a song, I would imagine is kind of like...
Well, the song was already written, and I had already recorded the vocals for the chorus myself, but to me, like, when it was done, I was like, that's a song that LeJean could really fit into, because a lot of, like you're saying, is not all that much Head PE stuff. And again, we're always doing different types of music, so... But when that song was finished, I was like, because I wanted to get him on the album, because I am a fan of his vocals, so when that song was done, I was stoked, because I knew he would be a good fit for it,
It's like you have a deeper timbre, you have a deeper growly sound on this album.
Right, and I don't think it's so much of I think it's more, it sometimes reminds me of the Hatebreed, or, that type of hardcore vocal, but always has a hip-hop kind of rhythm or a flow to it, I gotta stay true to that for sure. But you're right, the vocals on this album definitely have the more hardcore tone throughout. And I was stoked with that too. It's more metal, more hardcore vocal tone, but still with the hip-hop rhythms, I've ceased trying to predict who's gonna dig our stuff, but, just more about staying true to my own sensibilities, and if it's going to be heavy, it needs to be truly heavy, and that was if it's going to go hip hop or blues, it needs to take it there as far as it can go. Each style needs to kind of be authentic, with maybe a bit of a thrash garage twist to it.
On the last album, I remember you saying something you have till 2012 to get Brother into the White House, something like that. One of the albums you finish it out yelling at the mic. And I think that was recorded before Obama was elected. He must have been.
Interesting. The last album was recorded at a time when I was just anti-everything. The last album, when it was recorded, I was just like, fuck everything, and drop a bomb on Washington. But between the time I recorded the album and even when it was released, I had this epiphany, to where I was like generalizing way too much about things, and I think when you generalize about the government or about anything, it's unintelligent and it's not accurate. So I was like definitely like 1 week I was like dissing Obama, dissing Hillary Clinton, and I can't remember what, but I caught a few words coming out of the television and was like, what did that guy just say? And like, I don't know, it was one of these times where I went with my feeling, my heart center, and to this day I still react that way to President Obama. I think the problem with a lot of people is too much everything's based on the logical thinking, which is part of Western culture, European culture, and I think that can fool you a lot, you know, like everyone thinks if they watch the DVD from Alex Jones that now they know everything, you know, and it's like, for me, it's like, you know, I got into a lot of trouble at that point because when I was saying fuck everything, you know, everyone was on that bandwagon. As soon as I started saying, well, how about let's not fuck everything, but let's be selective, then a lot of kids and people were just pissed that I did and do support Obama. But I got to stay true to what I'm feeling, you know. I got to stay true to what I'm feeling, and I'm obviously could care less about trying to please the masses through the lyrics, you know.